Hello, good morning. This is video log entry 23, and, I have my coffee. I think I've done enough times for you guys just to believe that I had my coffee already. I showed, well, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. I only showed my mug. I didn't show what was inside of it. It could have been vodka. Could have been anything, really. I could be a vampire. Who knows? But, um, so, this is a little bit later than usual. It's Monday, and I was thinking, I was like, oh shit, well, I haven't done that yet. The video, I think I tend to have, it tends to vary, but I don't know, my head was somewhere else when I got up this morning, so it's kind of just in my own place, but at first I didn't feel like it, and now I feel like, doing the video log as usual. I'm just kind of going with the flow and listening to the signals more than forcing myself to do something I don't want to do, because, well, I mean, it's good to do that every once in a while, but, not with something like this, at least. I went on a walk last night, and I saw a homeless guy. Of course, like, that's usual in the city, but this guy, I usually ignore, but this guy was just, he was different, and it caught my attention for too long, to the point where I couldn't ignore him, because as soon as him and I had eye contact, he said, "Hey, boy," and I was like, I didn't know how to process that. So I was like, okay. And I walked to him. I was like, what? And obviously, you know what he wants. He wants money. And he asked me for money. He's like, so I took my wallet out, and shit, I fucked up. I really fucked up. I should have just kept going. But he caught my attention, and I just couldn't help, because he had a crip walk, and he just seemed like an interesting person. And, I had to be careful of that, but it did catch my attention. Oh, well, you live and you learn. But, yeah, I took my wallet out, and you know how that goes, right? Especially when they see more money than usual in there. I recently went to the ATM. I shouldn't be carrying cash, but I had to go to the ATM because of the stupid library thing. So I had cash in there, and well, it's either they ask for cash or they ask for the Cash App, right? It's either of those two instances, and he didn't seem like he had a phone anyways, so he couldn't access the Cash App. So that's good. But I had cash, so he saw it. I opened my wallet, and I was like, fuck, I'm here now. I don't know what, I could, like, close my wallet and run away, but that would be weird. I already had my wallet out and everything, so I couldn't stop. I could have done something, like, I was thinking about, like, just doing, like, something really fucking wacko, just to freak him out, because, I don't know, like, I think about those things sometimes, because, like, especially when you start, an intention, right? Like, your brain's doing something. You can think of just running away, but that's weird. He'd probably not do anything. But I was also thinking about doing just something random, like just random, to where he wouldn't even know what I'm doing. I don't know, like, but that also seems bad, because he could have a knife and whatnot. So I was like, okay, fuck. That was all going through my head while I was in that interaction with him, and I didn't know what to do. So I was just like, okay, fuck, I can't do any of that. So so I gave him $6, and then I was like, I don't know why I said this, but he's like, come on, give me more. I was like, fuck. It's like, and I was like, I don't have, hey, I'm like you, and not really like you, but this capitalistic world that we live in, I have to save money. Like, I know, because as of now, I don't have a job. I'm jobless, and I still have a decent amount, but at the same time, I want to give to people. I feel bad, and I empathize with them a little bit too much, even though I don't know who he is, really. Like, he could just be a complete druggo, and he's going to use it on, he did look like he was a druggie, actually, so he's probably going to waste it on drugs, most likely. Well, whatever. You live and you learn, I guess. I looked at him for too long. That was really what was happening. Like, he was walking out of McDonald's in the parking lot, and I was watching him the whole time as he was doing his little crip walk, holding his pants up. I was like, I don't know what it was that caught my attention. I usually don't pay attention to those things, but he was acting weird. So it's just like my mind was just trying to understand what the heck is going on. And, well, whatever, you live and you learn. I think I'm going to, like, okay, I do need my phone, actually. I need it for my apartment that I'm in, but whatever. I mean, I really want to get into, if I can get myself a physical, actually, I don't think I can do that. Never mind. I had to have my phone with me just because of my particular situation that I'm in. I don't feel like explaining. Maybe you guys can figure it out, but whatever. I just don't want to be too specific because, well, yeah. Anyways, I shouldn't even I'm just letting my head go. I'm letting my mouth connect to my brain and seeing what happens. Because why not? It doesn't really matter. To me, at least. So, yeah. I wrote some notes about my anxieties, and I was just really thinking about, like, I'm anxious because I don't have a mission. I think that's, like, the biggest thing. Well, okay, when you don't have a mission, you start deconstructing things, right? At least my brain does that. I start questioning everything, and I need a place to focus my brain, because when my brain wants to start dissecting everything, it gets sad and anxious, and it starts realizing the pointlessness of the world. So I have to create a mission for myself, because I just can't do that. I just, like, not with the brain that I have. I can't sit around and loiter around for too long. At least maybe I can. I don't know. I tried doing that. Sometimes I really just think, like, maybe I could meditate and meditate more and just sit with my head and whatnot. But I also, like, there are other material things I must satisfy, and that's, well, money and living comfortably to an extent. I think about this a lot, and I think about like just, I have my desires, right? I think about, living alone or living with somebody else. Personally, a female partner, because I have needs. I can't deny that I have needs. So I think about that a little bit, and so, like, I would like those things, but at the same time, I don't think, like, I can live. I think I can live without it. It's just like, it's kind of just having that hole inside of you, right? It's like you can live with that hole if you so dare. But it would make life easier. I think I would be naturally happier if I had somebody, as usual. Anyways, I do think about those things. I just want to find what I really want, because, well, I don't care about having a big house. I really don't care about having a car, or, if I can get rid of a car, maybe an electric car like a Tesla eventually. Electric cars are really progressing. So I don't know if it's going to be a Tesla, but I'm not going to think about it until I'm in that state where I may actually feel like I need one. As of now, I'm not in that state. Until, like, I find some kind of income source. If that income source requires me to get a car, then yeah, I'd rather just dump my money into an electric car. Because, well, yeah, I'm not going to do any kind of, like, long range travel, because yeah. Anyways, actually, I'm thinking about that. I think it'll work out. I think I could figure out how to do that. The only thing is, like, I think most gas stations have electric charging stations, especially in the city. I think nowadays, like, it's the modern day. Yeah, they've caught up pretty quickly, so that wouldn't be an issue if I had a car and I was going back and forth to a place, wherever that place may be, for a job. But as of now, I don't want a car. I kind of just want to. I have, like, I had these pictures that I want. I think of I really think about, like, a day in which I'd be fine, repeating for the rest of my life, right? You have to think of it like that, because I was not fine with repeating going to an office and back. I don't want to be in an office. Like, I don't care about office jobs, really. Maybe if I were with the right people, but I guess I can let go of certain things. That's an issue of mine, is that I don't let go of certain things. It's like, I think I'm trying to push for things that it's hard. It really is hard. I don't know. I want to do something that feels like it's impactful towards the world, at least as of now. I don't really want to work I have values, right? I don't want to work for a tech company where it's just aiming towards, a picture of, like, Facebook and social media. We already have enough of that. It's not a solution to the world at all. It's just a way of, keeping people content and comfortable in their little bubble, right? How does that help with anything? I don't see it. It's good that other people can do it. Okay, maybe it's not good, but, whatever. I have my picture of how things should be, and I just had to accept some of those things, and whatever. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. I kind of forgot what I was thinking about, really. A picture for my day-to-day life, right? Preferably, I'd rather stay outside of my head. I think I'd rather just stay out of my head. I want to start more physical things to keep myself in the moment, like cooking, maybe knitting, stitching, something to keep my hands occupied, something to focus on to stay in the moment. Like, I don't. Sure, I could go down that route of reading books and analyzing everything and playing with the abstractions of the world, but like, I don't know. I've been getting dissatisfied with it. Like, it was fun for a while, but I kind of just want to forget about them now. Like, I just, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I'm still confused about myself. Really, I think of these things, and I think I just need to find distractions. Really, just filling my life with distractions. Maybe forgetting about the world. I mean, like, I think about that all the time. It's like, I don't really have to make a difference in the world. Somebody else can do that. I really don't have to do it. I used to dream about having grand missions and whatnot to helping out the world sometimes, and I still do at times, and I get a little bit emotional, but then I can also just really forget about it. But then I start thinking, it's like, what if there are not enough people that think the same way as I do about the world? Like, having this sensitivity towards the world to make it a better place, right? A lot of people just forget about that. And they see it and they look at it and they're like, oh, whatever, I'll just distract myself for the rest of my life and live contently. And it's a hard balance. It really is. Like, I don't really know where I lie in this picture still. Like, I don't know. It's kind of hard. Anyways, yeah, I was thinking about my anxieties, and really that is a big piece of the picture is that I think a lot. And the reason why I think a lot about just not having a mission, right? I need to focus my brain on something that feels impactful to a degree. And, I don't know. Like, I need to start doing more research on that. And, I was thinking about, well, my other thing that I'm anxious about is I put a lot of weight on the people and the system, right? Because I could think of people like NPCs. That's a good model to work off of, so you don't feel as anxious. But I there's a chance in which, because who really knows? There's a chance in which there are people who feel the things that I do, right? The things in my head that I can extrapolate towards the rest of the world, and universalization of these things that I'm feeling in my head. I wouldn't want to, I want people to. If that's the case, I'd want to give lower the suffering, really, just lowering suffering to some degree. Whether it's, picking up trash, or I don't know, just making something easier, and then I think about, like, because there are a lot of things in the technology domain that lower suffering quite a bit, like, to a degree. I mean, like, the automation is great to some extent, but then we also have to think about the capitalistic world that we live in, right? Those people that lose their jobs and whatnot, and due to the factory workers, right? Where are they going to go? And we only have a certain amount of availability of jobs as of now, and there is only like a 1% unemployment rate as of now, I believe. But then you had to think about automation, and that picture will change, and we had to figure out how to create more jobs for these people. I don't know. I really don't know where they're gonna go. Like, the only thing that we can do is, I mean, like, I think people have heard about Andrew Yang, right? And his UBI model that he's created. That's a wonderful start, and that's as far as I've gone to thinking about that, because universal basic income is great. It's like because these people they're simply just not going to have jobs with these machines that are coming up as of now. Like, conservation of energy, if you want to think of it like that. But I don't know. Like, there's so many problems, and I feel like I should probably just focus on myself as of now, and before I get too anxious about it. But finding a mission. I don't know where my mission lies. I really don't. And I see a lot of possibilities. I just don't know how to choose. I don't know how to choose a path. Like, I know my dad he always tells me, like, just choose something. Just choose something. He's like, I know I just had to choose something, but for some reason it's really hard for me to dedicate or to push myself into a certain direction. I don't know why, really. That has always been my issues. Commitment, right? It's like, I guess you can create a structure and say, okay, I may not know myself as much as I'd like to, Even if I did, I can put myself to the side and I'll give myself these responsibilities, because you have to have a mission. You really do. And you have to give yourself a mission to in this world. If you don't want, you really don't want to end out like me. So you have to find a mission. And I don't know where I still don't know where my mission lies, but I think I just have to choose something, not think about it so much. Like just choosing anything, really, like anything. It doesn't even have to be something that makes the world a better place. Even though I still think about people that are thinking like me to this degree. It's like, okay, what if, I don't know. I think I just care too much about the bigger picture. But I feel like I also don't know, I feel hopeless, really. I feel hopeless. But, it is what it is. I was just thinking about, think of it as a game and just choosing some kind of quest, right? Any quest, really. Like, anything. Anything. Anyways, I think that is it for now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.